Out there, beyond the horizon, where the ocean turns dark and endless, danger is not an exception, it's the rule. Commercial fishing isn't just a job. It's a test of courage, endurance, and sometimes survival. Each year, hundreds of boats leave the safety of the harbors across America, Alaska, New England, the Pacific Northwest, sailing straight into the vast unknown. To outsiders, it looks like an adventure. To those aboard, it's a life balanced on the edge of a wave. A single slip on the wet deck, a sudden storm rising from nowhere, or a tangled line pulled by thousands of pounds of force. Any of these can turn routine work into a fight for life. Yet every dawn, fishermen still rise before the sun, their boots heavy, their hearts steady. Why? Because the sea is their life, and what they bring home feeds the world. The cod fishermen, guardians of a northern legacy. Among the countless species harvested from the ocean, cod has a special place in history. For centuries, it's been called white gold, a fish so valuable it shaped empires, trade routes, and even wars. From the frigid waters of Alaska to the stormy coasts of Maine, cod remains a prized catch firm. Delicate meat, cherished in kitchens from Boston to Tokyo, but with value comes regulation. In Alaska, the cod season opens each January and runs until spring, when the icy seas finally begin to thaw. In New England, cod can be caught year-round. But the best hauls come during the colder months when massive schools migrate closer to the coast. Before setting sail, preparation begins long before sunrise. Nets are checked, ropes are repaired, and steel traps are stacked neatly on deck. Every hook, every knot, every piece of gear must be ready. A single oversight could cost them not only the catch but the boat itself. The vessel's bridge hums quietly with the soft glow of monitors, GPS, sonar, radar, all scanning the depths below. Out here, technology isn't luxury, it's survival. 3 ways to chase the cod when the boat reaches the fishing grounds. The real work begins. There are 3 main ways these fishermen pursue cod: traps, trawls, and long lines. Trap fishing is the patient man's game. Steel cages are baited with small fish or squid, then dropped to the ocean floor. Each trap is marked with a buoy, bobbing gently on the surface, a silent promise that something valuable waits below. After hours or sometimes days, the crew returns to haul them up, muscles straining as hydraulic winches groan against the sea's resistance. When a trap comes up full, the deck erupts with cheers. When it's empty, silence hangs heavier than the wind. Trawling, by contrast, is raw power. Massive nets, heavy as cars, are dragged across the seafloor, scooping up entire schools in one sweep. The nets rise, glistening with silver bodies, water cascading down like rain. It's fast, efficient, but dangerous. One wrong move, and a tangled net can drag a man overboard. Then there's long-line fishing, a battle of patience and endurance. Miles of line, threaded with thousands of baited hooks, are lowered into the depths. Hours later, they're hauled back up, fish by fish, each one removed by hand. It's methodical, relentless work, the kind that wears down gloves, muscles, and men alike. The deck, a theater of chaos and precision. Once the cod reach the deck, the frenzy begins. Sorting must be done quickly. Legal-sized fish are kept, undersized ones are bycatch or tossed back. Ice is shoveled, boxes filled, and storage holds packed tight under freezing temperatures. There's no time for rest. Freshness is the line between profit and loss. In Alaska, cod is more than business, it's lifeblood. In 2023 alone, Pacific cod landings reached nearly 375 million pounds, valued at over $150 million. But ask any fisherman, and they'll tell you, the money never matches the risk. When 20-foot waves crash over the bow, when the deck turns to ice, and when fatigue blurs vision, the ocean becomes a ruthless opponent. But for those who endure, each return to port feels like victory over nature itself. Snow crab season, the coldest battle as winter deepens. A new challenge begins, snow crab season. If cod fishing is tough, snow crab fishing is brutal. In Alaska, the season opens each January, stretching through the bitter spring months. In Canada, it runs from April to June. These are months when the ocean wears its most hostile face. Foins sharp as knives, water cold enough to freeze breath midair. Before departure, crews inspect every inch of their vessel. Engines, refrigeration systems, winches, storage tanks, nothing can fail out there. On deck, hundreds of steel pots, each weighing up to 800 pounds, are stacked high like armored towers. Inside each pot goes the bait, herring or pollock, their oily scent irresistible to crabs hiding deep below. Each trap is connected to a rope that stretches hundreds of feet down and is marked by a floating buoy. Once the captain finds a promising location, the traps are dropped one by one into the dark, icy depths. The crew waits. Sometimes 24 hours, sometimes 2 days. Then, one by one, the traps are pulled back up. The air fills with the smell of salt and diesel. The winch groans. The pots break the surface, heavy with the seas. Secret treasures are, sometimes, completely empty. The sorting line of the frozen frontier. When the pots come aboard, the work turns fast and fierce.
Crabs clatter across the deck as fishermen grab and measure them with metal gauges.
Each crab's width determines its fate. Undersized or egg-carrying females are returned to the water, while full-grown males are kept and placed in tanks of chilled seawater. It's a strict system, enforced by law, but also by conscience. These men understand that sustainability is the only way their sons and grandsons will still have oceans to fish. Once stored, the crabs are flash frozen or kept alive in icy seawater. Every movement is calculated to preserve freshness. By the time they reach your dinner plate, they've traveled thousands of miles and survived storms that could crush steel. In 2023, the US imported about 125 million pounds of snow crab, and by mid-2024, Canadian exports had already exceeded 82 million pounds, worth nearly $600 million. But those numbers don't capture the real story: the frostbite, exhaustion, and danger behind each catch. A snow crab fisherman's shift often runs for 20 hours straight in freezing winds, on slippery decks, with heavy traps swinging overhead. Many compare it to war not against an enemy, but against nature itself. The sea takes. The sea gives. Every man on deck knows someone who never came back. Yet still, they go. Because beyond the fear lies something deeper, sense of pride, of brotherhood, of purpose. When the first rays of dawn break over the horizon, glinting on a deck full of fresh catch, exhaustion turns into quiet satisfaction. For them, it's not just about earning a living. It's about conquering the sea, even if only for one more day. In the heart of winter, while the rest of the world sleeps under warm blankets, they face freezing winds and black waves to bring home what we enjoy on our plates. The next time you taste cod or crab, remember every bite carries a story of courage. Far beyond the shimmering coastline, where the water turns a deeper blue and sunlight starts to fade into silence, another hunt begins. Here, armored creatures crawl across the seabed, powerful, ancient, and almost alien. The crab, a species that has survived for over 200 million years, outlasting dinosaurs and enduring every change the oceans could throw at them. But today, their greatest challenge isn't nature, it's man. Modern crab fishing isn't the quiet act of dropping a few cages into shallow waters anymore. It's a high-stakes mission involving steel ships, satellite tracking, and hundreds of cages called pots, each designed to withstand the crushing force of deep water. On deck, men in bright orange suits move with practiced precision. Every motion counts because one mistake could cost a finger, or worse. The crew heaves up the first pot. It emerges from the waves, dripping and gleaming. A steel cage packed with red king crabs, claws snapping, shells gleaming like burnished armor under the morning light. Each crab weighs several kilograms, worth hundreds of dollars apiece in luxury seafood markets across Asia and North America. To these fishermen, every pot is a treasure chest. But it's a race against time. Storms can roll in without warning, and a single rogue wave can flip an entire vessel. Inside the ship's freezing hold, the crabs are sorted by size and sex. Only the mature males are kept. The rest are returned to the sea, part of a delicate balance that ensures future generations will thrive. It's not just fishing anymore. Sustainability under pressure, science in motion. Each movement, from baiting the pot to freezing the catch, is part of a choreography perfected over decades. And yet every year, the ocean reminds them, I am still the one in control. The minds of the deep octopus harvest. As the crab boats return to port, another fleet prepares for a very different mission. They're after one of the ocean's most intelligent and mysterious inhabitants, the octopus. Unlike crabs or shrimp, octopuses aren't caught in bulk by accident. They're hunted with precision, sometimes by traps, sometimes by divers, and often using ingenious techniques passed down through generations. In the Mediterranean, old fishermen still whisper about octopuses that learned how to open their traps. In Japan, researchers discovered individuals that could unscrew jar lids and even mimic coral to avoid being seen. But commercial harvesting requires more than intelligence. It demands timing. At night, when octopuses emerge to hunt, vessels equipped with sonar and LED lights scour the seafloor for their faint signatures. Each movement under the waves could be the flick of a tentacle or the stirring of sand. When caught, the octopus instantly changes color, its skin pulsing with shades of red, blue, and white, as if expressing emotion. It's a display of both defiance and beauty, nature's final protest before capture. Once on board, each octopus is handled carefully. Despite their alien look, they're surprisingly delicate. Their skin can bruise, and their tentacles, lined with thousands of suction cups, must be kept intact for premium markets. In processing plants, octopuses are washed, sorted, and flash frozen to preserve flavor and texture. In some regions, like Spain and Portugal, they're boiled, tenderized, and prepared for local markets within hours, the start of dishes that define entire coastal cultures. But even here, there's an unspoken respect. The workers know this is not just seafood. It's a creature with memory, awareness, and a strange, soulful intelligence. Some say when you look into the eye of an octopus, it looks back. Silver rivers in the sea, mackerel season dawn breaks over the North Atlantic. A golden light glitters across the waves, and beneath the surface, schools of mackerel move like living rivers of silver. This is one of nature's grandest migrations, millions of fish swimming in shimmering harmony. To the fishermen, this is both beauty and business. Modern mackerel fishing uses sonar imaging so detailed that captains can see the density of a school in real time. The goal? To drop massive purse seines, nets so large they could encircle entire city blocks around these moving silver clouds. The moment the captain gives the signal, engines roar. Deckhands sprint to their stations. The ocean explodes with foam as the nets close, drawing thousands of mackerel into a tightening circle of steel and rope. Within minutes, the sea turns alive, shimmering bodies leaping, tails slapping, a chaotic ballet of life. Then comes the hydraulic pump, a metal hose that draws fish directly into the refrigerated seawater tanks below deck. It's clean, fast, and efficient, ensuring the fish stay fresh, even hundreds of miles from shore. But efficiency has a cost. Old fishermen remember when you could feel the sea, when catching fish meant patience, intuition, and faith in the tides. Now, it's about algorithms and precision mapping. Some say technology has taken the soul out of fishing. Others argue it's the only way to feed billions sustainably. Either way, the sea provides, and humans adapt. In processing facilities, the mackerel are unloaded, gutted, cleaned, and flash frozen. From there, they're shipped worldwide to markets in Japan where they're grilled with salt. To Nigeria, where smoked mackerel fills bustling open-air stalls, and to Europe, where they're canned for easy meals. Every fish has a story. Every journey from wave to plate is a testament to human ingenuity and the ocean's endless generosity. The squid frontier night again. Fleet of glowing ships float silently over the Pacific. If you were to look from space, you'd see them as a constellation. Hundreds of bright dots in the dark ocean. This is the Squid Fleet, one of the most visually stunning and mysterious operations on Earth. Squid are drawn to light. So these ships turn the darkness into day, their decks blazing with high-intensity lamps that shimmer across the waves. The squid rise from the deep, attracted to what looks like a moonlit ocean. The fishermen work fast. Using long lines with multiple hooks, they pull squid up, one after another, a dance of speed, rhythm, and endurance. It's exhausting work, often lasting 20 hours a day. It flashes core breaks, the surface, it flashes color, iridescent blues and pinks, before turning pale. Some even squirt jets of ink across the deck, as if making their final mark on the world. The scene is surreal: light, movement, and shadow, a symphony of industry and nature. Each squid is gutted and chilled within minutes. Fresh squid will head to restaurants in Tokyo or Seoul, while others are dried or frozen, ready for export. But despite their abundance, concerns grow over sustainability. Some fleets now use tracking systems and quotas to prevent overfishing. Because even light, when used too much, can blind the ocean itself. As dawn returns, the sea falls quiet again. The lights fade, and the ships drift back toward port, carrying their shimmering harvests of life. From crabs to octopus, from mackerel to squid, each catch tells the same truth: that the ocean gives and humans take, but balance is everything. What we take from the sea must be matched by what we give back, because the line between prosperity and depletion is as thin as a fishing line stretched over a storm.